Welcome back to the Chad DiMera channel. Can you believe the absolute chaos we are about to witness on Thursday, August 27th? The writers are not holding back this week, and honestly, my jaw is still on the floor. We have massive betrayals, legacy characters reaching their absolute breaking points, and some of the most twisted DiMera drama we have seen in years. And you guys know how much I love to break down the DiMera family dynamics. Let's be real for a second. EJ is completely spiraling out of control, and it is glorious to watch him fall while our boy Chad stays winning. But here's the kicker. The fallout from EJ's crimes is going to destroy multiple relationships across Salem, and no one is safe from the collateral damage. Let's start with the absolute train wreck that is Alex Kyriakis and Stephanie Johnson. So Alex decides to play the doting perfect husband. He drops baby Kelsey off with his stepmom Bonnie Lockhart, hoping to take Stephanie out for a much-needed romantic date night. Bonnie is always good for a laugh, and she clearly loves playing grandma, but Alex is completely missing the massive red flags waving right in front of his face. He goes looking for his wife, and she is nowhere to be found. Rumor has it she might be out with Theo Carver. That's crazy. What do you guys think? Is Stephanie finally waking up to the reality of her suffocating marriage? Let's look at the deep psychology here. Alex has a massive savior complex because he was abandoned by Angelica Devereaux when he was young. He thinks throwing money, grand gestures, and premium Kyriakis health insurance at a problem fixes it. But Stephanie is drowning in untreated PTSD from her horrific kidnapping by Owen Kent. She doesn't need a fancy dinner date. She needs a safe harbor. And who better to understand grief and trauma right now than Theo? Theo is literally watching his mother, Lexie Carver, die all over again because EJ's twisted Versavix serum has failed. Theo is a ticking time bomb of grief. We all remember the absolute agony Theo went through back in 2012 when Lexie died of that fatal brain tumor. If Stephanie and Theo start trauma bonding over their shared nightmares, Alex is going to lose his mind. This is a classic soap opera. Slow burn, people. Alex thinks he can just play happy family with Joy Wesley's baby and expects Stephanie to smile and nod. I think this was a huge mistake because Stephanie's completely suffocating and Alex is too blind to see it. And you won't believe what happens next with Holly Jonas. Holly is absolutely furious, and she is marching straight up to EJ DiMera for a massive, explosive confrontation. Thanks to Sarah Horton's relentless digging and private investigating with Brady, Holly finally knows the devastating truth. EJ is the monster behind the tainted Coriseal poisoning that made her so sick. And worse, he is the one who planted those pills in her bag to make her look like she relapsed. Can you even imagine the psychological torture Holly has been through? She thought EJ was her champion. She thought he was protecting her against Amy Choi's ruthless manslaughter lawsuit, but he was the villain the whole time. A lot of fans think EJ is just trying to protect DiMera Pharmaceuticals and the family legacy, but I'm telling you, it's definitely just his monstrous, Stefano-like ego. I absolutely despise EJ for this. This is exactly why Chad is the true heart and soul of the DiMera legacy, while EJ is just a cheap, sloppy imitation of Stefano. Chad would never stoop to corporate manslaughter and framing a teenage girl just to save a few bucks. Holly may never forgive her former stepdad, and honestly, she shouldn't. She needs to cut all ties with that toxic man immediately. My only regret here? I am desperately wishing Nicole Walker was still in town. Can you imagine the absolute bloodbath if Nicole found out EJ poisoned her daughter and framed her for drug possession? Nicole would have burned the DiMera mansion to the ground! Let's not forget the dark history between EJ and Nicole. Remember back in 2009 and 2010 during the Sydney kidnapping storyline? EJ has always manipulated Nicole, playing with her heart and her children's lives. Nicole would have literally ripped EJ apart with her bare hands for hurting Holly. This plot twist is giving me life, but EJ seriously needs to pay for what he has done. But wait, the DiMera secrets don't stop there. Over in the Price Carver camp, things are getting incredibly emotional and tense. Paulina Price is putting her foot down, and she wants Johnny DiMera to come clean to Chanel immediately. We all know Chanel is going through absolute hell right now. She is battling malignant breast cancer while pregnant, and she recently suffered a terrifying emergency with early labor scare. She needs her husband to be her rock, but Johnny has been carrying a massive toxic secret. He knows exactly where Lexie Carver has been hiding, and he knows that his father's experimental drug is failing. Paulina is a fierce mama bear. She literally stepped aside and gave up her marriage to Abe so he could be with a resurrected Lexie. She made the ultimate sacrifice, and now she is watching the entire situation implode. Paulina knows that secrets destroy marriages, and she is terrified that Johnny's blind loyalty to the DiMera family is going to shatter Chanel's heart. Johnny is caught between his deep love for his wife and the suffocating grip of his father. Let's be real for a second. Johnny should have walked away from DiMera Enterprises months ago. If he lies to Chanel now, while she is literally fighting for her life and their unborn baby, their marriage is completely doomed. Will Johnny finally break free from EJ's toxic orbit? I really hope so, because Chanel deserves so much better than being collateral damage in EJ's twisted games. Speaking of EJ's toxic orbit, the walls are rapidly closing in on him. Spoilers reveal that EJ makes a highly tense, panicked phone call, presumably to Rita Leslie. He orders her to get on the case and make sure she puts a lid on this poisoning situation once and for all. For those who don't know the deep lore of the show, Rita is a legacy character in her own right. She was Stefano DiMera's old, loyal fixer. The fact that EJ has to call in Stefano's old guard proves exactly how desperate and cornered he is. He secretly buried arsenic-laced pills on Smith Island. Innocent people like Destiny died, and now the truth is spilling out everywhere. EJ thinks he can just snap his fingers and make the evidence disappear like his father used. But EJ's not Stefano. He is sloppy, he is arrogant, and his house of cards is collapsing right in front of our eyes. I passionately defend Chad because Chad operates with actual intelligence and heart. EJ is playing God, and the universe is finally fighting back. Rita might be a legendary cleaner, but even she can't scrub the blood off EJ's hands this time. The ISA, Rafe, Brady, and Sarah are all closing in. It is only a matter of time before EJ is wearing handcuffs, and I will be popping champagne when it happens. And just when you thought the drama couldn't get any messier, we have Arianna Horton lurking in the shadows. Ari is going to listen in on a highly disturbing conversation. Now, the spoilers hint this could be about Gabi's chic designs or some dirty DiMera business. Let's unpack this entirely. Arianna is currently estranged from her mother, Gabi Hernandez, because she found out Gabi wrote a massive bribe check to force Liam out of town. Ari is disgusted by Gabi's toxic, manipulative behavior. So, if Ari overhears Gabi plotting something illegal regarding those counterfeit bags, or worse, if she hears Tony and Gabi's corporate espionage secrets regarding the Titan merger, she is not going to keep quiet. Arianna has the Horton moral compass passed down from Will and Sonny. She is not going to let Gabi get away with more crimes. I think this is going to be the final nail in the coffin for their mother-daughter relationship. Gabi always thinks she is the smartest person in the room. We have watched Gabi go to prison for Nick Fallon's murder. We watched her mess with Julie's pacemaker, and she never learns her lesson. Her own daughter might be the one to finally take her down. It's a tragic cycle of Hernandez family dysfunction, perfectly mirroring how Rafe always had to clean up Gabi's messes a decade ago. Let's take a step back and look at the grand scheme of Salem right now. We are witnessing the absolute destruction of EJ DiMera's empire, and it is a masterclass in soap opera storytelling. Between the failing Versavix serum killing Lexie, the Coriseal poisonings, and the botched kidnappings, EJ is drowning. And who is going to rise from the ash? Chad DiMera? Of course. Chad is currently navigating his own complex web with Belle Black and Cat Green, but he remains the moral center of that family. The emotional stakes have never been higher, and Thursday's episode is guaranteed to leave us screaming at our televisions. What are your theories? Drop them in the comments below, and I will see you in the next video.